Okay, James, are you ready? All good to go.
So, good morning and thank you for coming here to my pitch. My pitch is for my FMP idea, 3 Fools and a Train. The idea was based on a comic I was going to write, something I do in my spare time. But I thought it would be better to be originated as a short film. So the idea itself is set on a heritage railway. Three thieves who aren't the brightest in the bombs department decide to rob one of the trains while it's on a journey along the line. However, their attempts fail spectacularly in quick succession. A partial influence for this humour is the old Wile E. Coyote versus the Roadrunner cartoons. It also suits my chosen genre, slapstick comedy. It also follows comedy's rule of thirds. The thieves each make an individual attempt to rob the train, and the fourth one is the one that lands them in prison. The purpose, as it's a comedy, I intend to entertain the audience as its purpose. On a personal level, 3 Fools and a Train is a passion project because I'm an enthusiast for steam engines and practical effects. How I will make it, similar to the production techniques on the classic series of Thomas the Tank Engine, in my short film, uses 3 techniques: live action model filming, for shots of the railway, characters for close-ups move through still photograph transitions. However, when it comes to aircraft, such as helicopters, they are depicted through stop-motion animation, as things like rotors and propellers but need to turn. The soundtrack, meanwhile, consists of covers that I've done of themes from Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. The reason for this is that it suits the aesthetics of my FOP, and also the copyright owners, currently Mattel, following Hit Entertainment selling of the franchise, allow recreations to be used without permission being needed. So, for example, this is my cover of Henry the Green Engine, his theme.
It's sort of rocky then.
So, did you say you made this, yeah? This is your cover?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Did you make it on, Alistair?
Called Gadget 2.
Oh, right, cool.
It's like GarageBand, but
Yeah.
better. It has more precise instruments for it.
Amazing.
As to the practical effects filming, you can see here I've got a little demonstration set up.
Should you put the lights on for this,
So,
Rich?
yeah.
I want to see them.
Plenty
It's
of
not
power
the side
as well.
of the table.
So power on.
I was keeping it turned off until
blow up.
all the time in question. So, for example, here we have a model of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Everyone knows Thomas.
One lovely morning on the island of Circle and all that. So, sliding onto the track, flick that on. You may notice this control box here. Currently it's set at 1/5 power. That's the speed at which he moves. Well, there's a switch here that controls the direction Thomas moves in. For example, I don't. Oh, right, the track's not connected up properly. Sorry about that.
It's got a buffer on the end to stop it
Oh,
flying.
I know, look at that, yeah.
So,
Safety comes first.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Ready on, Thomas.
And-
Oh,
Go for it.
Oh, I see the problem. He's not on the. His rear wheels weren't on the track properly. See, he's smoother running now. So the crew of the FMP, the production crew is just myself in the roles of director, producer, camera operator and editor, the 4 key roles. I'm also the casting director and sound engineer for when it comes to audio recording. So contributors. The main contributors are listed here. 2 shops, MT Games and Lord and Butlers in Wales. For the model railway. Elements as well as there it is. As well as Lego figures for the close-ups. Following that, we have contributors for acting. Nate Sadler and my younger sister who volunteered their services. Myself. The theme tutorials. These are people who willingly help me. Wicked Fizz. 999 on user score who helped me doing a cover of the theme to the television series Tugs. Thomas Synthesia Network, whose name speaks for itself in what they specialise in. And Colin plays piano Minecraft, who helped me figure out what the instruments were. So they deserve recognition. Distribution platform. I intend to release it my short film on YouTube. It's a good platform for the distribution of material of this sort. For example, other people's model railway films have got a large viewer base. For example, Bad Mannered Productions with his parody series, The Adventures of Rolly, the Bachman Coach. To this end, I created a second channel for my FMP. That channel is where I will upload work that's relevant into the short film, which falls into social media marketing. Here you can see my second channel. There, this was taken in before I made plans to start uploading content. Yes, but that's something I intend to do today. I intend to start with today. So I can market the production by uploading content relevant to the short film. For example, it could be reviews of the trains, music for it, or even during filming week, behind the scenes videos.
Love that.
So my target audience. My short film's target audience, it would be a family audience. This is because the humour in it is intended to be clean, but surreal, while the material would not be likely to harm or offend. Again, coming off of old Looney Tunes short films, in this case, for example, the Rabbit Season films with Elmer J. Fudd. The age rating reflects this, as I have chosen to give it a U rating. Following this, we have my mood board for other things, such as the type of model trains. The sort of humour reflected. For example, Buster Keaton and the Three Stooges. Again, slapstick comedy. Filming techniques and influences. A partial influence for one scene comes from this: an episode of Transformers: Robots in Disguise. The scene in question, let's just say, involves a very low tunnel. So, my sizzle reel, this reflects that I have experience with the filmmaking techniques, and it also makes use of one of my theme colours.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know.
I'm going to have to open this in YouTube webinar.
What's the sizzle reel?
It reflects my filmmaking techniques.
So they create a sizzle reel to quite often for their short films and stuff, it's just to highlight. It's just like a kind of moving visual mood board, really, but just to highlight what are the kind of key components of what they're going to create.
So you get the vibe of what they're trying to do.
And they can use kind of archive footage and stuff that they don't need to shoot the footage themselves. They can just edit together some pre-existing footage just to kind of communicate their idea.
So when you say Nate and your sister are doing the acting, is it the voiceover?
Yes, because of my filmmaking techniques, I was going to elaborate on that when it came to the cast.
Right, that's fine.
So, sorry about the delay, but here is my FMV sizzle reel.
Nice.
Very good.
Right, back into the slideshow then. So, next up we have the cast. There are 3 actors in this. To begin with, myself as the voice of some of the characters. In terms of characters, we also, the ones that multi-role are Nate and myself. For it, while my youngest sister voices a female character. She has experience in both acting and voice acting. While most of my acting experience is through voice only. So for the budget, the industry budget would have been in excess of £1 million. As rather than use what could have been found, everything would have had to be custom made to its liking. This also includes the cost of hiring crew. There would have had to be 2 departments, or even 3 for the stop motion scenes, as well as the fact that it would have also included the cost of hiring a studio to do so. The actual budget, however, is much less than that, thankfully. The total budget would be £500. This includes things like the model trains. These were the most expensive part. For example, this one was £150. Because it's a limited run train. Ivor there was £15.50, and Thomas cost the remainder of it. Rolling stock and layout was similar in price. Model figures, the tiny ones that you get to put in Hornby dioramas, these were the cheapest parts at just £5 altogether. Lego minifigures, these are for the close-ups. Altogether cost 20 quid. For example, we see 2 of the protagonist characters there, and the thieves. The reason why I'm using the Lego suit character minifigures falls in line with the comics I do, because their expressions were easier to draw than humans. I made them anthropomorphized animal characters. For example, the Dragon Seagull minifigure represents this character, Marcus Kiriyashi Campbell, which is his full name. Although through differences, obviously he's red rather than blue in the animation. To highlight the fact that they're anthropomorphized animals, I will swap out the minifigure heads for blank black ones instead. Meanwhile, Lego vehicles cost the same. The most expensive one being this Lego police helicopter for the final part of it. You can see an example of rolling stock with that express coach all up there. And thanks for listening. Any questions?
Shall I start? Yeah, just really lovely presentation, Alistair. I just love the way you've just chosen the bullet points to do it this time and actually just speak with your passion. I think that following on from your FMP back on level 2, to see how far you've come and chosen this project to really capture your own passion, I think it's absolutely lovely. I love all the bits and pieces you brought and the drawings as well. Just kind of got us a little bit captured. Love a bit of Thomas. And I think it's a really strong narrative. I love the fact that you're not just doing stop motion animation of trains, you're making it purposeful as well. So excellent job.
Well done, Alistair. Great presentation again, really nicely done. I've just got a couple of questions which you might be able to help me with, and forgive me if I just missed this. How long will your final short film be?
At minimum,
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Okay.
Because this is still the developmental stage of it.
Yeah. Because that's going to take quite a lot, isn't it? Even to get it to 5 minutes is going to take quite a lot.
I chose it. I chose this one out of the other ideas I had. All 3 of them were based off of the comics I write.
Yeah.
All 3 of them featured they're the same protagonist characters. Marcus, a dinosaur, called Catherine, Cat for short, and a caricature of myself, because I'm the only human I can actually draw.
I think you've played to your skills brilliantly, Alistair, because we know that you can voice act, and you're fantastic at that. We know that obviously you love Thomas and you love everything about this and your drawings and stuff like that, so I think you've made your FMP really stand out around your skills. And you've done stop motion animation before, haven't you yourself? So I think it's really nice that you homed in on that.
Those of you who are here for level 2 in 2020 would have noticed.
Yes.
I included my FMP.
We saw a little bit of that in the sizzle, didn't we?
Also,
as well?
I think great networking. Like you've reached out to some of those other enthusiasts and asked them for a bit of help and guidance and support. And I think that just shows really, really good networking. You know, not only you haven't just asked us or asked someone in your class, you've actually bothered to find the people who have that same passion and enthusiasm. You've gone directly to them, and that's an excellent example of networking. So really good. Lovely that you brought a demonstration in for us to see today. And good copyright considerations as well. I didn't know that about Mattel.
It's the one thing I came with about.
Yeah.
It's because this part of the reason for that was that the soundtrack of Thomas was never officially released, because when ownership translated from Clearwater Features to Hit Entertainment, rather than keep the instrument tracks for posterity, they preferred instead to remove them entirely.
Didn't know that.
Only 5 instrument tracks remain. And the only one that isn't a Ditty thing, Ditty is a really short piece of music, was the William Tell version of the Runaway theme.
Yeah. Brilliant that you're producing your own music as well. I thought that was GarageBand. I was really impressed with that you've used a new piece of software. Here he is.
Fat Controller. Is he called the Fat Controller anymore? Have you?
He's still called.
Is it not PC anymore?
No, he's called the Fat Controller here in the UK, but because Americans have different senses of humour, he's just called Sir Topham Hatt.
Okay.
I was so close to affording my own McDonald's.
Kate, what did you think of the pitch?
Yeah, I thought it was great, very interesting. My nephew's very into trains as well, so I know a little bit.
Yeah, if you look in this bag, there are more examples of trains. For example, this is the Hero engine. In other words, it's the main one to appear.
That's the expensive one.
I thought of having. I originally thought of having Gordon in a cameo appearance. But I couldn't work him into the narrative properly.
Yeah, what do you think as a filmmaker, Kate? What do you
Yeah,
think of that
I
version?
really liked the references as well. I think they were very well researched, like Buster Keaton, particularly. That was a very good one.
Yeah, the main reason why Thomas appears is because it's meant to be a 10-minute throwaway gag scene where he runs over one of the robbers on the line. Before disappearing. Complete with the Thomas the Tank Engine theme in the background, with it fading out when it cuts back.
And Rich, from you?
Yeah, I've got a. Well, I like. Look, it's going to be great. We can see from the sizzle reel that obviously it's something you're really passionate about, and you're clearly going to make it work. But there is. I just didn't. Do you actually? How much of a script have you written for this? Is it still work in progress? Your narrative, exactly what the story?
It's still a work in progress. I prefer to get all the story points.
Yeah.
Down first. Yeah.
Because obviously you're making a short film, but not only that, you're doing an animation as well. So it's kind of to set that. We always talk about creating worlds and environments when we're telling stories. Are you going to have to create all the backgrounds, the sort of where the action takes place? I mean, it's a big project. Yeah.
It's all mitigated with how things are depicted, like my Transformers animation.
Yeah.
When it comes to close-ups of the characters, it makes use of something I call the swap around environment, in that a set can be redressed to look different.
So you have already considered that then, how you'll have some quick wins with that?
Yes, like I said, it was the most feasible of the three ideas I had. One would have been entirely stop motion, but would have had a runtime of 20 minutes, which in a 2-week window would not be realistically possible.
I do think this is quite ambitious, mine.
It's still a lot to.
Particularly because
it's just that this one is.
role.
It's just that this one is ambitious, but it's feasible.
Yeah.
It is, and because it's your own project, you can pretty much start work on it, as from now, can't you? Really, in terms of the sets.
Well, again, there are
script.
still some things I need to get together.
Yeah, you don't have to just stick to that, 2.5 week filming window.
Where are you going to film most of this? Are we expecting Alison to film here, or is he can film at home?
I had in my house. There's a rig, the den, and it's where I made my level 2 FMP and the Thomas video which you saw in the sizzle reel. There's a white table I use. And it's large enough to set things on it. For example, you saw I could make a countryside background using just a green mat of fake grass and a tree.
Yeah. So the den's going to become your studio.
Yes. If a larger space is required, there's also the conservatory. So I think that would be just for all scenes that might have required a large space, although that's not very likely.
Okay. Like you said about, well done for mentioning the slapstick comedy, Buster Keaton, you talked about Wile E. Coyote, brilliant, that's kind of great inspiration. I want to know if you've looked at, or who has inspired you as a stop motion animator?
Who inspired me as a stop motion animator? Well, that's easy. Inspiration for the stop motion, it would be a combination of Jerry Anderson and Hardman Productions.
Okay, fantastic.
Jerry Anderson did some cases of stop motion. For example, the television series Terrorhawks had effects that was stop motion. And following that, Anderson created an entirely stop motion series, Dick Spanner, Private Investigator.
Dick Spanner.
It was a series of 22 5-minute episodes set in a
Okay.
Blade Runner type universe.
Oh right, okay.
With the lead character voiced by
It's
Shane
from,
Rimmer.
like,
It was,
Yeah,
essentially a satire and parody of just about any kind of detective or sci-fi anything
Okay.
imaginable. For example, in this one, Grady called me over. Lieutenant Grady called me over to him. I called him Lieutenant O'Grady. That kind of dad
I
humour.
think it's gonna. Yeah, I can kind of see how this Three Fools on a Train might turn out as
Yeah,
well.
I can.
But Alice, it's great, but there's a lot of work involved in this. So yeah, start it straight away. Start planning it. Start getting
Female
whatever
on a
you
train.
need.
I was thinking of female
Yeah.
on a boat.
But well done,
Horse
well
on a
done, Alice,
train.
for that. Thank you very much. I love the demonstration as well.
Now for the challenge of getting this back home at the end of the day.
Yeah.